Hello, so I'm joined this afternoon by Brian Honan, Infosec consultant for BH Consulting. So firstly, Brian, what do you think of the show? What's your objective in being here?
Well, I love coming to Infosec. It's one of the highlights of the year. And I always come for two main reasons. Number one is to meet and network with people, and I think it's a great opportunity at Infosec to do that. It's people I've known for a while, and throughout the year only get to talk to them via email or Twitter or whatever, and then you get to meet them in real life is good. But the other reason I enjoy coming here is seeing what's happening in the industry, what products are coming through, what new companies are coming through, and I think Infosec gives a good opportunity to try and see what trends are happening and possibly what we should be looking at in the future.
And have you seen anything particularly new or exciting or surprising so far?
Well, there seems to be a lot of talk these days about instant response and being prepared for incidents. And so there's a lot of talk about big data, cloud, the usual. But how do we manage all the data that we have out there? How do we identify threats early? How do we know when we're being attacked? And how can we respond quickly and prevent any further damage to be done to the organization? So that's, there seems to be a lot of that trend, that thread has come to a lot of the conversation I've been having with different organizations as I've gone around the floor today.
And I wonder, is perhaps the Olympics perhaps something to do with that everybody's getting ready for, gearing up for that?
That's a good question. I hadn't actually thought about that. Was there any connection with the Olympics? But I suppose there's been such a high, probably, high visibility event that's going to happen in the next few weeks. Obviously, people probably, security is going to be a big issue, so there could be a tie in there. I think what's driven a lot of the discussion has been the recent breaches that have been very public, be they from anonymous or other groups or other sources. And I think organizations are realizing, we do need to take security more seriously, and we have a lot more responsibility the data we have, and we have to manage that properly.
And there's been a lot of press coverage recently around information security breaches, especially with Anonymous, always making the headlines. Do you think that it's helping to raise the agenda of infosecurity to the public?
Well, I think it's helping to raise it not just to the public, but also to the board level. Mm-hmm. Very often the board mightn't even hear about security issues or concerns that the CISO or the security professionals may have in the organization. But when they see the new BBC News or mainstream news or on the mainstream media, these stories making the headlines, then I think they start to sit up and take notice, and the questions come from the board down as to what's going on, as opposed to trying to push the message up, which can only be good for security in a way.
Sure. And what do you think the industry should be looking to work on? What are we not doing that we should be doing better?
I think the biggest problem, the biggest challenge we have is sharing information. As organizations, we kind of work in a siloed environment, so we know what our own events are, or our own instances are. We know, how we got breached or how somebody tried to attack into us, but we're not sharing that with our peers or colleagues across the industry. So while you might have a lot of valuable data on a certain type of attack, I might not have that information. That attack could hit me a few weeks down the road, and I'm totally unprepared for it. So from that intelligence point of view, we haven't been able to share that information, and we're not sharing it properly. It also means that because we're not sharing information, we can't identify properly who the attackers are.
Yeah.
So it's only by sharing the information that maybe we can, identify patterns in how attacks happen, where they're coming from, and that could lead law enforcement and other agencies back to trying to figure out where are the criminals behind this, and hopefully put a stop to it.
That's something I'm hearing quite a lot about actually at the moment, collaboration in the industry. So yeah, I think that's right on. And finally, the last question, it may seem like a bit of a cliche, but do you think that we as an industry are winning?
I'm not sure if we're winning, but I don't think we're losing either. I think it's like security it's not a black or white thing. You can't sort of say I've won, our game is over. It's a continuous process that we have to do, and it's all based on risk management, and it's managing the risk we face against our organizations. So you can't eliminate all the risks. So if your end game is to sort of say zero risk at the end, well then no, you're not going to win. But if your end game is sort of say, yes, I have minimized as best I can with the resources I have, all the risks that are facing my organization, well then you're winning. As an industry, I think we are getting better. We have a lot more to do. As we mentioned, collaboration and information sharing and cooperation amongst internationally and with law enforcement are big challenges that if we address those, we can then sort of smile a bit more.
Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you.